Good morning, Vietnam. The reason why I say that is, just like we're expecting rain today. Shut these things out. I don't know. Perhaps we're expecting rain today. Same way it goes that it's gonna. I'm making a hypothesis that we're looking at some really last times, the last days, as many pastors preached about. We're headed to the last days. We're in the evil, medieval, with the administrator. Let me rephrase when I say administrator. The wonderful administrations of our America. They're taking it upon themselves to have a financial war, and that's right now. Look, you have to understand what war is. There's a Cold War. I may not have to use the at my mom's phone. I have to understand this thing. And shut this thing off. Very nice. Okay, so I'm just gonna shoot the breeze because I'm on my way to mom's house because I'm handing over my 256 gigs iPhone SE. 256 gigs. If anybody knows anything about 256 gigs, mom is not going to be using anytime soon on 256 gigs. But I bought myself the 13 Pro, which is the one that I'm using to make the video now, with 3 cameras, and I need to learn the phone. There's a lot of wonderful features that it has. I'm not buying any 14 Pro anytime soon. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to buy a decent phone other than my 256 gigs. I'm very happy with this phone. But I felt that mom needed a phone. She needs a phone. She has a landline phone that she's paying about $40 or even more. She doesn't even have long distance. I mean, how pathetic can that be? I'm like, Mom, we don't use landline phones unless you have a business. Everybody using cell phones, and you can get so much out of it. You can call international, you can call anyone, and it's all free. You can interact with Facebook, you can interact with Instagram, you can interact with your family and friends. You'll be able to find some friends without even know their names. You'll be able to click it. So the phone is in Spanish because apparently she never got the grip of the English language as far as really using it to the full potential in English. So the phone's in Spanish, and so my sister is going to take it to Texas for like a month. So the invasion of Mommy Snatcher. So she's going on vacation for like a month. And I want to be able to, so the reason why I jumped out of my skin today is because I want to be able to take the phone with her so she'll be able to interact with the family, because I'm sure she's going to be out of place. Because even if she's in my sister's house, it's still out of place. She's going to be adjusting to the new environment for like a month. And I don't think she's going to, it'll help her have the phone and be able to really get used to the phone. Just like everybody else, just get a phone and they learning how to use the phone. So I left a voicemail to my sister. I'm sure she got it. I spoke to her very briefly today, and she said she's leaving today and for an hour, and I have to get to her so I can give her the phone, so she'll be able to take the phone and be able to play with the phone. She'll be going to instruct my sister to, like, while she's in the airport, while she's driving, not driving, taking the airplane, she'll be able to do all that stuff, provided that my sister's not going to be working in the plane. She'll be able to add on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, so she can actually interact with family. And she'll be able to she'll be able to use the phone to the full potential. And just like everybody else, it's an alarm clock. It has a GPS. Not that she drives, but if she gets a driver, then she'll know where she's going, because she'll put the GPS for it and she'll be able to see. So it's a new toy that she'll be able to play with it. The nurse said that she has to use her brains, otherwise she's going to be her brain is going to be deteriorating. So I within the message, I also instructed my sister to give her some sardines, feed her sardines, and she has to take the sardines and smush it in a sauce, gravy sauce. I eat sardines at least twice or 3 times a day, and it's not because it tastes good. It's because it's good for you. It's brain food. So it's something that, as you get older, you need to, like, really focus on how to take care of yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, and that's just the way of life is. If you want to live longer, if you want to live a happy life, a healthy life, you're gonna have to do something about it now. Can't wait until so she needs to get started and go to the gym. She's gonna have to use a private, not that I like that private, I don't think, matter of fact, she's gonna have to learn how to do it on her own. Go to the gym, or just take a walk, and be able to, like, preserve the little, she can barely get up out of the chair already, and that's really somewhat scary when she's like, they already gave, the doctors, they already gave her a wheelchair, says, Mom, you're earning that wheelchair if you don't work out. And so the dance in my lifestyle helped me out a lot. I wouldn't be the best of the shape that I'm in now if it wasn't that I would be able to dance. If I wasn't dancing, I would be pretty much a lost case. Why? Because first of all, I drive. So even to go to the bank, I don't see myself walking to the bank, or 5 miles a day or something like that. I will be using the treadmill, incorporating the treadmill. Eventually, yes, I will. I mean, I have it at home. It's in my room. 2020, I didn't even use it at all. I set it up. First of all, I took it apart. I took the motherboard off. I took that treadmill, like, completely disassembled it, just to thoroughly hose it down. First of all, I just didn't want any cockroaches in my house. Mom lived in a roach-infested apartment, and I wasn't going to take any chances by bringing that treadmill with me, and I was going to, like, all it needs is the pair, and then it's down the drain after that, with the cockroaches infestation. I don't know, we're already dealing with human cockroaches. We don't need the real ones infesting and invading our space. We already have enough human cockroaches to deal with. So we have our hands full. We don't need any those ugly critters running around. I can go on and on and on and change the topic and take off from there and really talk about this roach-infested human cockroach school of thought. I would say it's school of thought. It's because it's my thoughts. It's my school of thoughts, and it holds some water. Although most people will probably not voice it out. It's not in their advantage to call it what it is. It is what it is, and I'm gonna go there. Just like, I wish that babies was not pro-choice. I really like to see more babies be born, and more thugs and just, first of all, there shouldn't be any jails. Absolutely no jails with the taxpayers' money. No jails. I mean, it's hard to, like, really say something like that and then think about what's going to happen with the crime rate. Well, the crime rate is going to get better. The tax-paying money is going to be very well spent. For one, let me briefly talk about my school of thought. When I said no jails, now I have to give you a thorough explanation of how we're going to adjust if there wouldn't be any jails. All right, so first of all, we are dealing with a bad situation that we're almost at war. Well, not almost. We are at war. One, we are at war financially. So it's draining our resources financially. We don't want to deal with Putin and the oil and the gasoline prices jacked up, and along with everything else. You see? Now, I have to, when I say something about jails, I would have to jump into a different topic and explain to you about the economy, because it applies to what I'm trying to convey. So let's just take it one step at a time. The economy, we're at war, okay? We're at Cold War. We are at war. I don't know what's going on with Russia. I don't hate Russia. I don't hate them. I don't know why back then it was trying to make us hate China because they did the corona festation about that's where it came from. Now, little that we know, or now that we're getting more information, Barack Obama funded the coronavirus. He funded the virus with the Chinese. We're supposed to be like Chinese are not supposed to be somewhat affiliated with America, and Barack Obama had the audacity to fund the coronavirus in a lab. Now, everything that I say has to be researched. Don't take what I say that is the truth. I would like, because I'm taking the time to make this video, I like to be stand corrected. Just send me something about if I'm wrong. If Barack Obama did not fund it, I need to have some concrete evidence that Barack Obama did not fund the coronavirus. Because I went through a lot of information. I'm still going through a lot of information. It might be misleading information. Perhaps it could be misled. I don't know. I just know I remember that I heard in the news. I might have to just research it and see where exactly and when and what day, what year, what date and time that Barack Obama basically funded the coronavirus as a war tool. Okay, so, and there's a lot of information about it as well. Reducing the population. You need to get these fucking rabies shots. I didn't take the fucking rabies shot because, first of all, I'm actually watching people's health deteriorating because of the voluntary, mandatory, let's just call it what it is, mandatory volunteering the rabies shot. That if you didn't get the rabies shot, you basically were going to get fired, and you couldn't it's like, you know what, you might as well just put the 366 on your fucking forehead, excuse the language, on your forehead, whereas you couldn't have a job if you didn't have the rabies shot. I mean, how pathetic can that be? It's supposed to be voluntary because it's like basically experimental emergency use, and you're gonna mandate the rabies shot, or you could not work. Now let's just keep moving, and you can research this stuff that I'm saying. Send me some information. Perhaps I'm wrong. I don't think so, but I need some concrete evidence so I can learn whether or not this is so. But believe me, I went through a lot of jobs, and if you didn't have that rabies shot, I was not qualified to have an interview. So now they're a little laid back about it. People don't feel that other people are germs. What I like about the mask, to say the good, the bad, and the ugly about the mask, is that if you have bad breath, you don't have to smell. Technically, it does. You can smell the bad breath. Doesn't matter whether you have a mask or not. Depending how bad your breath is, or let's say that you like to spit when you talk. So, with the mask on, you're not going to be able to get wet when somebody's talking to you and they spit in your face. So the mask has its own qualities, more of an advantage of, people don't brush their teeth very well, or they have gingivitis and their breath stinks, or so it minimizes the health as far as smelling people's disgusting hygienes. So it has its good qualities when it comes to wearing a mask. Technically, the mask lunatic, it's almost dying out. I took account of all the mask wearing lunatics because it's basically a low IQ mentality, thinking that the mask is going to be conducive to your health. It is not. You're actually custom making your own germs, your own bacteria. That what they're gonna do for loss of explanation, they'll call it corona. Because now you got to get a needle up your ass, per se, up your ass, because now you got corona. Bullshit, you didn't get corona. You got some infection, because now you're wearing a mask that you're breathing your own toxic waste. How disgusting can that be? The best mask is technically no mask. But if you must wear a mask, it should have a filter to filter out the toxic waste that is not conducive to your body, to your health. You see? And most people think that, it's healthy to breathe their own toxic waste. Those are the people that are actually brainless about, what the hell are you doing to yourself? Breathing, your own toxic waste. You see them brainless people driving by themselves, nobody in the car, and they have a mask on. How pathetic can that be? How ridiculous. And so, look, I can really drill this issue about the mask wearing fucking lunatics. Good riddance to them, because I couldn't see a beautiful. I was suffering from seeing a beautiful smile. Just a beautiful smile. Doesn't have to be a girl or guy. Just give me a smile. Everyone has a fucking mask in their face, beginning to look like fucking Muslims. And yeah, I was actually having an issue about that. I wanted to see some smiles. I wanted to see some happy faces. So yes, it really took a toll. It really messed me up on the inside, just not watching them really beautiful smile. Oh, God forbid the girl was fucking amazing. Now you have to tolerate a mask and not see the beauty of this beautiful girl, because now she has a mask. I don't call it mask. Correction, a diaper on her face, which is so pathetic. So I refuse to wear a mask. The best that I can do is if I had to wear a mask, because I couldn't go to certain places. My mask was designed that I wasn't going to have my nose covered if I must wear a mask. It was designed that once I wear the mask is going to literally drop down. Because, they made it a little bit more stricter. Like, oh, you must cover your nose. Look, the government is not your friend. Since you suffocate and reduce 20% of your brains, of the oxygen of your brain that it desperately needs, you only have yourself to blame. You see? And that's what you're reducing the oxygen in your brains, let alone your health. But let's just talk about the brain. I'm looking at some fucking brainless people that are so brainless that I'm like, before the pandemic, I think they were smarter. Honestly think that they were smarter. I really think that I'm on a crossroad. Whether the rabies shot made them dull their brains, or was it the abuse of wearing a mask? I would have to probably combine both. The mask and the toxic rabies shot. And it is what it is. Okay? It is toxic. It wasn't intended to help you any whatsoever when it came to like really protecting you with the corona issue. Why? It's because first you had to have the rabies shot. Then you had to get a booster shot. Then you had to get an additional shot. I mean, really, get real. If you're gonna come up with something that's supposed to be protecting yourself, you really need some 3 shots. And everyone's so excited. I got my booster shot. Oh, like they're so excited getting a fucking rabies shot. I just, I have a real desire to just get the hell out of this earth and probably just travel the universe and probably get some more intelligence. I would have probably in the hope that I will find some intelligent that I need that. When I look at people, I don't only look at their beauties. I don't look at their physique. I'm looking at it, are you smart? Are you able to actually fulfill my intellect? Or should I avoid you? That's where I'm at now. That's basically where I'm at right now. If you're dumb as a doornail, to me, you are a person that I should not interact with. If I have to say hello, it will be hello and goodbye. There will be no shaking hands, no hello kisses. Just wave and hi. It's somewhat good to see you, and be on my merry way, and enjoy life in the hope that won't be in the way, won't be able to shit on you, be jealous about you, talk shit about you with their friends, poison people's poison people's, because the idea is that if they can't control you, they're gonna try to control your friends, how they see you, and that's the new manipulation. If you can't be manipulated, they want to manipulate your friends of how they see you. So they want to poison their mind about you, talk shit about you, lie about you, exaggerate some bullshit. And that's just the way people are. So I like to see more babies be born and more douchebags be pro-choice. Okay? And I really like to see more babies. And I don't want to. And the pro-choice will be the fucking douchebags that got nothing else to do but to get into your business, shit on you, destroy your character, make you go through unnecessary drama. They should be the pro-choice of actually having a VIP pass to be here on Earth. Just like we stomp cockroaches, we should be able to, I like the old school mentality. When you just fucking shoot your enemy, you don't have to worry about them ever again. You may have to deal with their family and friends, but you have to deal with issues as it comes. But as far as pro-choice, I'd rather see douchebags a pro-choice. Now let's get back to before I finish it, because I'm almost heading to Mom's house, and it's like 32 minutes already, going on 33. I want to get back to the jail issue, because I never really gave it a complete, thorough understanding of what I say when I don't want to see any jails. I don't want to see any jails. I don't want the tax paying money. For one, you got to hire correction officers to babysit these jails, delinquents. Does that make sense? Well, now, so as I'm trying to explain my mathematical equation, when I say that there should not be any jails, mathematical equation would have to be applied. You have to, the taxpayers are going to have to get a correction officer to babysit these fucking degenerate pieces of shit that should have been like, well, it should have been recycled a long time ago. I'm thinking, well, when I say a long time ago, age of 13 should be the age to determine whether you should live or die. And when I say die, that's a really horrible word to say. You know, I would just probably, for maybe semantic purposes, would probably say return to sender. So the age of 13 should be the cutoff age. If your kids are not gonna, if your kids doesn't have a shred of evidence that they're gonna be conducive to Earth, productive to Earth, you should have the authority to shoot them right, not necessarily between the eyes, but maybe just tell them to put, bend down so you can fucking shoot them in the crack of their ass. And just say, you know what? I had the power to bring you into this world. I should have the power to take you out. I can't deal, like most parents, they can't deal with their kids. What makes you think that the world should be dealing with the fucking useless pieces of shit anyway? Should somebody else do it? You should have some fucking brass balls or grow some. Okay? And we're talking about male or female. Because it's the figure of speech when I say brass balls, grow some brass balls, it's a figure of speech. So it's no gender involved. If your kids are going to be useless, shoot them right between the ass, return to sender. Don't start killing babies. You gotta stop killing the babies. You got to let them live at least up to the age of 13. And then at the age of 13, they don't see any shred of evidence that they're going to be productive citizens, get rid of them. Just like, you recycle your shit, you recycle your garbage. Why recycle babies and get them as pro-choice? Why do that? You should let them live. What if we kill the next Einstein? What if we're killing some brains? We don't know that until the age of 13 to find out whether they have more brains, more IQ. It's all about the IQ now. Okay? I kid you not. Not everyone's IQ is the same. Just because you're a human being doesn't mean that you have the same IQ, equal IQ. I kid you not. Some people have really, like Einstein had have more, I forget what you call it. I forget the number. But he had an IQ of, like, outstanding. So what if you kill a baby that has a big high IQ? It's in the genes. It's in the genes. The baby might be smarter than you. Because it's in the genes. Just because you have a baby doesn't mean that you're not going to have a rocket scientist. You don't know that until the age of 13. The age of 13, teenager, should be the cutoff age to determine whether you should have pro-choice or not. Not when the baby should be entitled to live. There should not be any pro-choice whatsoever. Now, let's just try to see how we're going to fund this idea. One, we're going to be saving a lot of money because now the jails, there isn't going to be any jails. There isn't going to be any correction officers' salary. So we're going to have, like, let's say the mother doesn't want the baby. It's okay to still live. Now we have money to like give the baby away to the state. And it will be the state property. You see? It'll be the state property, and the state would have the funds to give the baby the best of the best education. Why? It's because it's your tax-paying money. Why should it go to jails? Should it go to the best education, the best food you can feed your babies? Now, the mothers or the parents don't want to be don't want to be mothers. Now, there's another mathematical equation when it comes to that point. And I'm almost burning up right now. I should put the AC on. There's so many mathematical equations to factor in. And I'm almost at Mom's house. Let me see where I'm at. Yep, I'm almost at Mom's house, so I have to cut this short. It's almost 40 minutes. So there's a mathematical equation when it comes to the, if you don't want to be mothers. Okay, one, let's talk about being a mother. And let's try to reduce the idea of actually having a pro-choice. Now, let's say to end this topic with excitement. What if you're age of 13 and you're qualified to actually be a pro-choice and you have a VIP to have an adult life? And they'll cut off your your egg supplying, dropping human cockroaches to the point where you become like somewhat, let's say if you're able to survive the cutoff age of 13 and you're 25 now and you want to have a family, you should have your tubes closed until you apply to the state, just like you applied for a house. And let's say applying for a house would be the same mentality of actually having kids. One, you gotta have an income required to buy a house, right? So if you apply to the state that you like to have a family, you have to prove to the state that you have one, the financial means. Two, you have to have the education, of course. That should be number one. You should have the proper education to actually raise some good kids, very intelligent kids. Because now you intelligent. 9 out of 10 your kids will be intelligent. And again, if they're not intelligent and you are, that's where you go back to the formula. The cutoff age of 13. If they don't have the requirements of the age of 13, you get rid of them. That's the pro-choice. The age of 13, let them live until the age of 13. Now, I'm factoring in a lot of the things that I really typed for the explanation, and I don't want to get anybody lost in the explanation of how is this possible. There isn't going to be any jails because now you're going to recycle the fucking degenerates that are actually having a revolving door. You get them as a you get them to be the state is required to put you in a military base. The military base is going to give you an education. They're going to give you a weapon. You love to kill? You want to have a gun? And you're not qualified to have one? It's okay. If you pass the requirement that you don't accidentally causes an accident, that you didn't survive the basic training. Somewhat you got a bullet in your brain because you wasn't smart enough to actually become military material. So what? Who gives a shit? But you're not gonna be wasting the taxpayers' money by being in jail and playing fucking cards all day. Okay? What is the jail doing to you? One is making you fucking lazy. So when you go back, when they reintegrate you back into society, you don't know what the hell to do because you gotta get back to the working mentality and earn a living. You don't want to earn a living. You want to start committing more crimes, and if you get locked up, you don't really care anymore because they're gonna take care of you. You're gonna have 3 square meals. You're gonna have 1 bed to live in, to sleep in. You get now you really get to the mathematical equation. What they do with your tax-paying money. The criminals are actually living a better life in jail. 3 square meals, 1 bed to live in. They play cards all fucking day. It's like back into like Adam and Eve. They don't have to do shit. Except they lose their freedom. They don't have a freedom, but they're living in a closed environment that they don't have to worry about anything, not even the clothes in their backs. Now you really understand? We can use that money to raise kids if you decide not to want to raise them. The state will provide the needs for that individual, and it will be part of the state. The state will own it. And the reason why I'm required to say state is because first of all, It's going to be a major organization when it comes to the state. Yes, the state will be better parents than you would. First of all, they're not going to get them. They're not going to be spoiled brats. Because one, if they can't follow the rules, then they become pro-choice to live. Look, I'm already parked. I gotta go see my mom. I gotta hand over the phone to her. I don't know if I'm gonna make a part 2 on this video. So if you didn't get the clue of what I'm talking about, be able to write me something. Drop me an email or a text or something like that. And just, if you have any questions or ideas to enrich my wonderful plan. With this said, God bless and take care, and see you in my next video.